All right, we're back, and Bud and Kevin in the studio with us today, and Bud heads up, of course, Youth for Christ, and Kevin has Hearts with a Mission, and next Tuesday is going to be a special day here on the Dove Radio and TV. We are going to do, we've never done one before, a window and door-a-thon. And this is all to help the City Life project, which has been under construction for how long, guys?
Let's see, we broke ground in March.
Yeah, sounds like that.
But the planning and everything's been a couple of years.
Oh yeah, a year and a half.
And a part of all of this is these two ministries are actually collaborating, coming together, which is a unique thing. And this building is going to not only house the administration of both ministries on separate areas, but provide another service downstairs. And what is that, or upstairs, wherever you're going to be. But for the kids, what are you guys doing?
The main part of the ministry is a City Life ministry model that Youth for Christ International, Youth for Christ USA has as a core ministry. It's basically neighborhood-based, not school-based, and so it's really us reaching into the lives of the families in that downtown urban area. A main part of that is focusing on indigenous leaders and developing those kids to grow up and pour back into their community. So yeah, that's the core of it, but all of that done through authentic relationships, connecting adults with kids.
And that's next door to Hearts with a Mission.
Yeah, and Hearts with a Mission's part of it is that we've just kind of really expanded our services to the point that, you know, we need counseling offices, we need a place where we can do parenting classes, because what we've really discovered is that if you really want to help a youth, you need to help the entire family.
Right.
And so hopefully this, well, we know this is going to now give us the space that we need.
Now, I want to say to our viewers and listeners, the building's up out of the ground, it's framed, and you're to the window and door stage.
Correct.
And you've had a very generous person say, you get the windows and door and I'll install them free. It's a professional installer, right? So you're at that stage.
Yes.
That's wonderful. And so what we're going to do, folks, is it citylife.org?
CityLifeProject.org.
Okay, CityLifeProject.org. You can see a list of doors and windows there that you guys have put together. I think 30 windows, Kevin, you had counted up?
Yep.
You ran out of fingers, but you still came up
I did.
Okay.
I got there.
And a bunch of doors.
Yes.
And some windows are like $110, some windows are $98, some doors are $600. Whatever the Lord's leading you to do, we want to next Tuesday, we're going to take that day and ask you to pray and call a certain number to these two gentlemen's offices and buy a window and buy a door. It's as simple as that. And that's going to give you guys the next level of boost in this project, right?
It will.
Absolutely.
And so you're real close. You got is there roofed on?
The sheeting is done on the roof. So
really?
Yeah, it's all framed in pretty much. So
I can't tell you what this really means to Southern Oregon. Now, both of you guys are so involved with young people's lives. I get some of the emails. I talk to Patrick. I talk to you guys individually. And it takes a special heart and a special life to reach out to kids you know nothing about other than they're hurting and minister to them. And you know what? This isn't in the shadows anymore. This is mainline Medford, really. I mean, I am surprised how many kids... I guess we could put them in the homeless category, certainly the broken home category or the messed up category.
Oh, they're abandoned. I mean... Yeah,
that's the best way of putting it.
Yeah, whether they're in a home or outside of a home. I mean, you know, we see actually, you had a show on talking about a Facebook post about a girl that's just sitting there saying, I have nobody and I'm no good at anything, and you know, she's completely left alone. And that is so prevalent in our county. I mean, it's just kid after kid after kid that we run into. Statistics show in our school districts that 50% of the kids in our districts can't identify one adult that they would go to with a problem.
That is staggering, and it's epidemic.
Epidemic.
And Kevin, Hearts with a Mission started out with providing a shelter because you got moved by the Lord. Kids were couch hopping, literally living under the bridge. And here comes Hearts with a Mission, and then you found out that it's more than that.
Oh, absolutely. I think what it is that, you know, you really have to develop that heart that God has, that, you know, it hurts. You know, that you have to get down to the level, you know, I was talking to you yesterday, you know, when a kid tells you nobody cares.
What do you do? I mean, that hurts.
It does.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to be the church to say, we care.
Okay. And so what the City Life Project Center does is brings what you do, Bud, on campuses, what you do in homes, but it creates a common ministry center that's outside the defines of everything else. It's kind of isolated unto itself, and there's nobody looking over the top. You say, you can't do this, you can't do that. You guys can do total ministry there, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, no matter where you are, there's no laws against relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And that's the thing we want to bring. We believe that, you know, the kids we run into in juvenile detention, the kids that are in our Teen Moms program, you know, we believe if somebody had been there earlier in that kid's life, reaching out to them when they're playing on the playground and you know, before the age of adolescence, you know, we believe an authentic, caring adult can impact and transition that life to something so much more safe and productive.
Well, I can't tell you, folks, how important this center is, and it's a vision that has been in the making for a long time, and I think God-given, because when I've watched Bud and Kevin say, hey, wait a minute, we need to come together so that no kid falls through the cracks. I commended their efforts in collaborating together, and I think this is creating a model in more ways than one. But now the City Life project is no longer something on a piece of paper. It's no longer an idea. It's none of that. It's literally coming up out of the ground. It's framed. It's got the sheeting on the roof. We're to the window and door stage, and they've had a very generous person come up and say, look, you get the windows and doors, I'll install them for you free. So we're going to ask you to buy a window and buy a door. I mean, it's as simple as that. I think we have 30 windows. Range from $98 to $150 or something like that. I'm just going off the top of my mind. And then you have a bunch of doors, and these are special doors because in a public building like that, you have to have certain certified doors. I guess, I don't know, they solid core, framed, I don't know all that stuff. I'm no contractor.
Yeah, don't look to me.
You know, all I know is that they meet the code, and they're $600, so maybe you can buy a door or two. We can knock this out real fast, and we have set next Tuesday aside here on the Dove to ask you to buy a door or buy a window. So be praying about it between now and next Tuesday. Can they go to the citylifeproject.org now, and see the list, right? So if you don't want to wait till Tuesday, go there and look at it right now. And start buying a door and a window. And are they ordered yet? Have you done that by faith, or are you waiting for the...
No, I think we're waiting.
Are you waiting? Okay. And once they're delivered, then they're installed.
Yeah.
And then then you move on to insulation, sheetrock, and all that. Yeah, but this is a big thing, and I really think that we can help. You know, when I looked at where you guys were going, where you were building Hearts with a Mission, when I saw you buy that house, I go, oh, Kevin, what'd you do? I mean, this house, did you save anything?
No. 2 boards, I think.
Really 2 boards. I thought you bought the most dilapidated.
In your room.
Oh, it was a mess, and turned it into an incredible ministry center for homeless children right across the street from Kids Unlimited, which in itself I think is strategic. And then God made available next door to that the property for you to build the City Life Project. And you've been in temporary offices, right,
Yes,
Bud?
we have, yeah.
So you guys are going to combine your offices, which is going to be probably very efficient.
Yeah, we are working now on figuring out how to streamline some of those expenses, you know, copiers and internet service and all that. So, yeah.
That's wonderful. And then a big portion of this, and the main portion of this, is ministry, because the way you're licensed, you can't really do I say ministry, you are doing ministry, but you can't really do the witnessing part of that. You can move them next door to do that. Is that kind of right? I mean, is a little bit
you know, the thing is that you just can't require them to have to sit and listen to you talk about
the Lord.
Yeah, to stay there.
Okay.
They can ask us as far as, you know, why do you do what you do?
Yeah.
And we can explain it to them. We can actually pray with kids. We can pray with families.
Great. All right.
Just not a condition of them staying there.
All right.
But it's the relationships that they can build at City Life that they can be maintained for, you know, the long term. So.
It's just so neat. All right, so window and door-a-thon. We've never done one at the Dove, but we're about ready to do one. It's going to be next Tuesday, and we're going to do it during the morning show. But in the meantime, if you feel led to get involved now, go to citylifeproject.org. And it'll come up and it'll show you the list of windows. There's 30 of them we have to buy. And I forget how many doors.
I forget as well.
I think there's 25 doors or something like that. And you can buy a window as low as $98 up to about $150 a door around six. Listen, if you can't buy a whole window, give something. $5 or $10, and it goes towards a window or a door. And we need to take care of this part. This is kind of a key point in the construction. We can get the windows and doors paid for, then everything else kind of stays on target. Do you have a target date, you guys?
Sometime in latter part of November, and it's got to be fairly close to that because our lease runs up, you know, not too long after. So we might be camping out in his backyard.
I would say come over here, but you'd have to sit on Steve's lap because we haven't got room.
Come on, you have so much room.
yeah, we're a size 12 and an 8 shoe. So anyway, let's do this, folks. Pray about it. Would you ask the Lord what He'd have you to do? Maybe you could partner with some friends in your church or maybe in your family. 4 or 5 of you go together and buy a door, or 3 or 4 of you go together and buy a window. Whatever the Lord's leading you to do, why don't you go to citylifeproject.org right now, look at the list of doors and windows and say, all right, Lord, which one do you want us to buy? And by the way, are they writing the check out to City Life? Is that what happens? Or YFC?
Either YFC or Hearts with a Mission.
Okay, and it goes to their construction fund. That's a reserve fund, and then goes right to that. So, and it's all tax deductible. Well, guys, I'm excited. I am honored that you've allowed us to come alongside and help you guys. And let's see if we can get this knocked out next Tuesday, huh?
Yep. Yes.
All right, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Perry.
Thanks, Perry.
We'll be right back.